Today I'm speaking with Susan Yavari, Senior Policy Advisor at EFAMA on market data. Thank you for your time today, Susan.
Thank you, Haley. Very happy to be speaking to you.
So at the upcoming Investment Management Forum, which is happening on 17 and 18 November in Brussels this year, you'll be moderating a very interesting panel called Trading Data, Whose Data Is It Anyway? Now, Europe's Capital Markets Union project is a very ambitious undertaking and very important for boosting European investment. So what role does market data play in ensuring healthy and competitive EU capital markets?
So, I would answer that in the following way. Market data, which is the topic of the panel, is actually critical data for key functions within the asset management firms. So if you think of your traders and your portfolio managers, they need access to that data to make investment decisions. That's what it boils down to. So when they come in to make a trade, they need to be able to understand the vast and fragmented landscape that we have in the EU. As you know, 27 different jurisdictions, but also trading venues, and there are hundreds, And so when you're looking to make a trade, let's say you're buying a share of Airbus, you need to be able to say, where is Airbus trading? Because it doesn't trade on a single trading venue. It will trade on multiple venues, 6, 10, 15 possible venues, depending on how liquid that particular share is. So you want to be able to access the data from the different trading venues, understand where the best prices are, and also understand where the liquidity is. So how much volume can I buy on venue A versus venue B versus venue C? So those two aspects of price and liquidity are critical. And as I say, this drives our day-to-day business of managing our portfolios and making investment decisions on behalf of investors.
Okay, so it sounds like fragmentation is really a key issue here. How would an EU consolidated tape help with this?
Well, I would say it would make a very difficult process today, which is, very inefficient because we have to dedicate in-house resources, right, to build that picture from across different trading venues. So you would have everything, so one-stop shop, a tape where you could read the data. So I think when you consolidate, the consolidated part is the critical piece. And then I would say also that it's going to give visibility to some of the smaller markets, smaller equity markets where perhaps today investors are not opting in and not buying data from those markets. If it becomes all available under a single tape, you're going to see more trading and more interest into those markets. So that's one important factor. And I think the second one also is around global interest. So global investors coming in more into Europe and having that confidence that they've understood, the key parameters, pricing and liquidity, which today they're unable to do. We may know our markets and we have workarounds, but global investors are not going to have the patience to try and figure that out. So today it's a significant deterrent.
Okay, so to really also help to open us up on a global scale.
Absolutely.
Okay. And how do other jurisdictions manage their market data? Are there any lessons to be learned here?
Yes, definitely. And I think that's why we've tried to make this, it's a big panel. We have quite a few speakers, but I think a lot of depth in that bench, if you will. And we have a speaker from the UK. So as you know, the UK is sort of charting its own path here, but also has sort of strong priorities around providing consolidated tape for their markets. And I think also a strong focus on competitive issues. So they want to understand, are these markets, is the provision of data being done in competitive terms? Do we have a market that's competitive and sort of free of market abuse? So that's an important theme in the UK. And I think the US, bringing in that perspective is hugely beneficial, I think, for all of us, because the US has had an equities tape for decades, for the better part of 4 decades. So I think definitely lessons to be learned there. And I think understanding, again, a cost issue that even the US is facing. So while they do have the consolidated tape, they may not have the data available at the best available prices. And there are issues around, the governance of the tape and how the pricing is established. So market participants on the other side of the Atlantic also sort of grapple with issues. They have the product, they're probably less happy about how much they pay for it.
So even though they're still perfecting their processes, there's a lot that we can learn from looking at these other markets.
I think so. There's there's reforms going on right now. The SEC has published a number of rules, and these are being contested by the different players. So yeah, definitely food for thought for us too.
Okay. Yeah, because I guess, as you mentioned, you have a number of different panelists for this session representing asset managers, regulators, exchanges, other data providers. So I'm sure this will be a very lively and thought-provoking debate that you will have in November.
I certainly hope so, Haley.
Yeah. Okay. Many thanks again, Susan, for your time, and very much looking forward to Investment Management Forum 2022.
Same here. Thank you.